success is a 5-step process. First, you have to know what you're going after, your goals. Then you encounter your problems. Number 2, you encounter your problems on the way to your goals. Then you have to diagnose those problems and get at the root causes of those problems. And that might be a weakness that you have or a weakness that somebody has, but you better get at the root cause. And then once you got the root cause, then you can design something. You write down on your to-do list, I got to do this thing. That's number 4, design. And then number 5, you got to do it. Yes, you just can't say, okay, now I'm going to do that thing and not push through to results. And if you could do that over and over, that's a formula for success. You only have to do those 5 things, you got the formula for success. And so, but not everybody's good at all of those steps. So it's okay. You don't have to be good at everything. You just have to find the right people who are good where you're not good, and then you go through that.
I don't think that success is like a lot of people believe it is, and for any really successful person. I think that everybody's always struggling. And what happens is, you just struggle at a higher level. It's like learning how to ski or play some sport, and you're just kind of doing this higher thing, but it doesn't feel like that. It just feels like I'm struggling. And I think it's, and it's a good feeling. The way I think of it is, I've always thought that it's like, in order to be successful in life, you have to cross a jungle. Or you could stay on the other side of the jungle and not cross the jungle. But if you choose to cross the jungle has all sorts of things that can do you harm and bite you and everything along those lines. And so the best way to do that is to go into that with people who can see things differently and watch themselves and struggle to make it to the other side. And then what I've discovered along the way is that it's always a struggle, and I enjoy being in the jungle. I don't want to get to the underside. I don't want to get out. So that's what it feels like to me. In terms of, let's say, the money, I think that there's a full cycle. Dust to dust, ashes to ashes, and dust to dust. Meaning I started with nothing. I didn't have anything. And just from the practical point of view, I don't believe that giving my kids a lot of money is a good thing. I think the best thing I could give anybody is strength. And struggling produces strength. And I also experienced my own opportunities. I think the biggest problem is a lack of equal opportunity, and there are certain things that also inspire me a lot. Nature, the ocean inspires me a lot. So it's fun to be able to make those kinds of contributions. You have to have that. It's not an obligation. I find that it's very difficult. Is saying that it's more difficult to give away money than it is to make it, and that's true because you don't have a feedback mechanism. If you're wasting money and you're running a business, then your costs will exceed your revenues and you'll go broke, and so it'll be self-correcting. When you're doing things philanthropically, you don't have that same kind of feedback loop, and so it becomes a challenge. But it's exciting. So I guess that's how I feel.
I read that you signed the Gates-Buffett pledge to give away half of your fortune.
Yeah, and I thought that I did. Almost anybody who signed that pledge did it not because they are really pledging it, but because they think that that's, I think, a good role model. I mean, meaning show others, and also because we learn. These are people who have to give away significant amounts of money, so there's an education that comes from that. And I also admire those two people a lot.